Check 1, 2. Oh, hello. Another book review. This one is written by Mohsin Hamid. It's called How to Get Filthy Rich in Rising Asia. I heard about this book from a podcast where Chris Sacca was the guest. Chris Sacca is a venture capitalist who started his own venture capitalist firm called Lowercase Capital. That's ironic and a great name. So this book, again, How to Get Filthy Rich in Rising Asia, Chris Sacca suggested this to Tim Ferriss. So naturally, I picked it up, and what drew me to it and what was really interesting is that this is written in the second person. So it starts with like, you wake up, you do this, you do that, you get this job, you speak to this person, you see her across the way. You run down the street, you start a business. And I've never read a book like that in the second person, so I found that to be super interesting. But what it's about is basically taking the story of this young boy who is in this impoverished neighborhood in Asia. It doesn't specify exactly where, but you take this boy, he's got a little bit of education, he's got some hustle, he ends up taking these jobs, and it goes through this life of his starting as this young, impoverished boy, starts job with like DVD rentals. He then becomes and ends up being entrepreneurial like by starting a bottling company, a water bottling company where he's boiling water and selling that across the neighborhoods that he lives in. And also entwined in there is this love story with this girl who becomes in and out of the story through different parts of his life. And it's just a crazy story, and you kind of like get lost in it, but also from it comes a little bit of the motivation of you can do this, right? This little boy who had nothing in a poor neighborhood in Asia ends up taking these steps, very small, to becoming filthy rich in rising Asia, and it ends with him as this old man after many years of us just kind of playing out his life. So I found it to be an awesome read. I flew through it. It's not very big at all, 200 pages. And again, it's kind of like a mix. I love to have the mix of like self-help, self-improvement, business versus let's get lost in some fiction, let's have a story. And I thought this was a good intersection of both. So again, How to Get Filthy Rich in Rising Asia by Mohsin Hamid. I have not read his other books, but I know he's a great author that's written many. Exit West is a new one, and The Fundamental Something is the title of another. But I could put a link to this below and check it out.